talking about time, I'm joined in the studio with by Gilbert Guðjónsson, watchmaker, the only real watchmaker in Iceland. Gilbert, welcome.
Well, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. You have been working for decades as a watch repairman, but
yes.
Some 10 years ago you decided to become a watchmaker. And why?
Well, my son has been, and his colleague Julius, his friend, they've both been collecting watches for over 20 years. They own a lot of watches, and Siggi was always fixing the watches for Julius. The watches he bought in Jeddah, because he's a pilot, and he was working in Jeddah and bought broken down watches there, and my son fixed them for him. But one day they came to me and said, "No, we are not going to use these watches anymore because we are going to make our own watches." And I said, "How are you going to do that? Because it's very difficult out there for young guys or a new company to get into these companies that make things like cases and dials and everything for watches." And they said, "We'll show you." And they did.
And you've now been going 10 years as a watchmaker, and you really are on the map now as, well, the smallest watchmaker in the world, maybe.
Yes, we advertise that way. I might be the smallest watchmaker, but it's also probably the smallest watch manufacturer in the world. So when people come inside and I show them the workshop, they say this is probably true because it's so small. But they love it because, you know, there is no overhead. It's just this 26 square meter little shop on Reykjavik.
And there you make these watches, and we're talking about real handcrafted watches.
You see, we design everything, then we make the parts with 9 companies in Germany and in Switzerland, and then we hand assemble everything in my shop. So they're handmade in Iceland.
And these are, it's not battery driven watches. It's with a real timepiece.
Old school. Yeah, they're all automatic, or you have to wind them.
Oh, you even have where you have to wind.
Yes.
Does anyone buy things like that?
Yes.
Okay, still.
Yeah, because we just made a very special watch. It was my 45th anniversary. So the guys decided to make a special anniversary watch. And the name of it is Gilbert. Okay. We only make 45 pieces. And already I've sold 10. And it's 1.3 million Icelandic krona.
Wow. And that's... You have to wind it yourself.
Yeah, every morning. Yeah. Well, I have to tie my shoes every morning, so it's easy to wind.
It's easy to wind the watch too.
Yeah.
And these watches, you design them here in Iceland yourselves?
Yes. You see, I work with 3 young guys.
Yeah.
With bright ideas. Every day something new. So I am having lots of fun working with these guys. Grímkell, he's head of design. He's a computer genius. Sigurður, he's my son, and he's he says he's the only watch manufacturer in Iceland, really. Yeah. And then there is Julius, he's a pilot. So the JS company is Julius is the J, Sigurður is the S. And Grímkell and Gilbert, we have our initial on the crown of the watch. So everybody's happy.
Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
And these, what was the first watch that you designed and sold?
Well, that was our prototype. My son decided to make 100 pieces, and I said, "Siggi, shouldn't we make 25 because this is going to cost a lot of money?" And then he said, "No, I'm going to make 100 because I was dragging my feet." He decided 100 pieces. And I said to him, "Think back, how many automatic watches have you sold for the last 10 years? Probably 10, he said. So I said, "So you're going to make 100 that will last for many, many, many years?" it was good he didn't listen to me, because we sold all those watches in 4 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
And of course, this is, it's a very special, a unique thing, buying a watch from a very small company like yours. It's quite unique.
Yes, it is really. You know, we sell watches to foreigners nearly every day. So when they go home, begin to show their special watch, which nobody has really around them, the other guys come online and talk to us. Sometimes when we open the computer, we have 40, 50 emails while sleeping, you know. Sometimes we've sold 2 or 3 watches while sleeping. Because when we are asleep, somebody else is awake. Yeah.
And it's obviously a very special souvenir to bring home from Iceland.
Yes.
An Icelandic watch.
Yeah.
And do the foreigners really love them?
Yes. You know, I get guys that, as I said, own many hundreds of watches. Getting something special like this, sold in only 1 store in the world, not 1 million stores, makes it really special. And you see, we can also personalize the watches.
Yeah.
We can put your name inside the watch, or something that you would like to have in it. We can do things like that easily. It just takes 1 hour or 2 hours.
Can you also custom make watches?
Yeah.
People make special orders?
Well, we can change the hands out. We can, you know, put your name inside, but we cannot put your name on the dial.
No.
Because that's very expensive. Making only 1 dial with your name on it would cost you a lot of money. But we have done it, because some people say, I want my name on the dial. So we have done it, but it's, you know, expensive.
Yeah, you have to pay for that.
We have to design it too, so it takes time to do all of these things. Yeah.
But everything is possible.
Yes, everything is possible.
And talking about dials, I saw that one of your watches has a really special dial with lava.
Well, it's volcano ash from Eyjafjallajökull. Yeah. And people really love that one, because many people tell me, when that happened in 2010, I was stranded in Spain, all because of you. And I said, well, we didn't make those. That mountain erupt. That's just how it is.
But you're using now the ash from that eruption to make dials.
Yeah. We just got some ash, and we have a dial maker, and we sent him the ash, and they found this very interesting. So they made the dial with the ash on it and put our name on it, and now we are selling those watches.
Wow. So you can even have a piece of Eyjafjallajökull, the famous volcano, on your hand, on your wrist. Now, I see on your website that you have sort of Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Lots of foreigners who have bought watches from you. For example, we have Tom Cruise there, Vinnie Jones, Viggo Mortensen, famous actors, Quentin Tarantino, Elvis Costello, I see here, and Yoko Ono, Sean Lennon, and then perhaps the biggest name of them all, Dalai Lama.
Dalai Lama, yeah.
Dalai Lama got a watch from you.
Well, you see, the Dalai Lama, he is an engineer.
Yeah.
He loves watches. He collects watches. He doesn't buy things. He gets them given. So the Friends of Tibet and Iceland gave him the watch, and he said, this is my only weakness. Well, it's good to have only one weakness.
It's really good to have only one, but his is watches.
Yes.
And now he has an Icelandic JS watch. That's really nice. And then I see here Ian Anderson, the lead man in Jethro Tull, and he has his flute there. Now you have his flute. I see it here before me in a case. Yeah. Tell me the story behind that.
You see, Ian Anderson is my idol for over 40 years. And I went to Akranes many years ago and watched him there. But now he has come to Iceland a few times. and I've met him many times. And you know, when he comes to Iceland now, he drops in for coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And last year, I think there was a concert, and then he came into the shop the next morning and said, I'm going to give you something special. And I said, Ian, you don't have to give me anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to give you the flute I used way back then.
With Jethro Tull.
Yeah, with Jethro Tull.
I mean, we're talking about
this is probably
the most famous flute in the world.
Yes, he used this flute to play on records, Too Old to Rock and Roll, Too Young to Die.
Oh God!
And songs from the Woods albums. That was in 1977.
You're not joking.
No.
Too old to rock and roll, Too Young to Die.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one of their best albums.
Yeah.
And he used that flute to play.
He used this flute to play. Okay. He gave me the flute and he put my name on it. It says to Gilbert, Ian Anderson, Jethro Tull.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's nice. So you have that on display in your store?
Yes, I have, and people can drop in if they want to have a photo made with it. and if somebody wants to play it.
Okay.
Yeah.
If somebody knows how to play the flute.
Why not?
And so Ian Anderson got that, gave you that.
Yep.
Did you give him anything instead?
Well, the first time he came into my shop, I had told the guy, you know, who imports him to Iceland, his dealer in Iceland, bring Ian Anderson, my idol. I want to give him awards.
Okay.
And he said, I'll do that. But then this man came into my shop, and my son Birgir, who's he sells
glasses.
Glasses, yeah. He was talking to this man, just a man with a cap on, and I was at the other table serving somebody else, and I heard he was talking about the JS watches. So when I started to talk to this man, and he was very eager to get the watch, and I said, then I can also engrave your name inside. And he said, okay, I have a concert tomorrow. So I said, you're Ian Anderson, aren't you? You know, I didn't recognize him, just a man with a cap on. Yeah. So I said, can I please give you a watch and I'll put your name on it? Then he said, okay, thank you. So he let me have tickets for the concert. And he said, take this pass because you can come backside and then talk to me. And then I brought him the watch. And you know, my son was with me and he took a photo of us, which is in the store. Yeah. But since then, we've become real good friends. You know, he gave me this flute. He was touring in all over the world last year, 90 concerts. And he asked me, do you mind if I put your ad in the program for free? I had to say, no, I don't mind. So that was really nice.
Ah, really nice. Now, Ian Anderson is really a character.
Yes, he is.
And, well, so are you actually. But when we look at your collection, how many different watches do you have now?
We have 7 different types. A ladies' watch, and then we have a little bit bigger size than the ladies, but many ladies buy that watch because it's the trend today, bigger watches. Yeah.
And then you have these special types. You have where do you get the straps? They are
handmade for us. They are made out of, you know, we have stingray, Louisiana alligator, we have buffalo skin, calf skin, and ostrich.
And of course, we're talking about souvenirs from Iceland. This is not a cheap souvenir.
No, not really.
Not really.
The beginning price is, you know, around $1,500.
And then upwards.
Yes, a little bit, yeah to 15,000.
A little bit upwards, but I mean, this is absolutely comparable to the big brands we're talking about Rolex,
no, not really
or,
Rolex. Let's talk about Tag Heuer, Breitling, IWC, Omega, Longines. We're all on the same level, but our prices are not. That's why I get guys that, some tell me, you're selling a $5,000 watch for $2,000. Why? Double the price. And I said, if I double the price, I will lose all my Icelandic customers. And I don't want that. No. I've been around for 48 years in watches. So people know me and come to me and depend on me. That's why.
And going from, watch repairman to watchmaker, Gilbert, where can people find you? You got that small shop still in Laugavör?
Yeah, Laugavör number 62. Yeah.
It's
well, in the middle of the Laugavör, I think, would say, yeah.
And Laugavör 62, that's where they can find you, and also JS Watch Co. on the internet.
Yeah, and you see, also people can just drop in to just look at the shop and see how we do everything, because people can't do that abroad, because when you go into a company, you're not allowed, because everything is top secret.
But they can come and watch how you put them together, assemble
of course.
That's great.
Yeah, and also take pictures, videos, if they like.
Okay.
We want to have some fun.
You all have some fun. And Gilbert, thank you so much for coming in with us this morning.
Thank you, sir.